Hello. Hi everyone. I'm
Hi.
Darren from AOne. Yeah. Thanks,
Yes.
Lauren, for your kind introduction.
Thank you. And you pronounced my name perfectly. Not many people can do that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And some people to go Lauren, and like it's very hard to get people to say Laureen. So I'm so glad that you got it right on the first try. But yes,
Okay.
how are you doing today?
Yeah, great.
All right, spectacular. So, Darren, I think you sat in for the first bit of our first speaker here. So you know how this works. You have the first half an hour for your presentation, and we'll reserve the last 15 minutes for your Q&A, which I will be back to help you out with. So that's 45 minutes in total, and I see you've got your screen already set up. So take it away whenever you're ready. The screen is yours.
Yeah, actually I'm ready. So thanks, Lauren, for your kind introduction. So hello everyone. I'm Darren. I'm Dr. Darren, actually CEO from A1. And today actually more on topics on the new normal in education because we're actually from providing services in education field. And everyone actually knows that the education businesses like tuition center, enrichment centers has been announced and can start to operate starting 15th of July. And kindergarten has been started like yesterday, first day. So like a bit of sharing where actually what we are doing, like why we are actually in this position to share about this new normal and digitalize on the education. First of all, we actually is like from A1, we actually intend we want to build a super app in education. And we started as a marketplace in 2015, just a platform to connect anyone who would like to learn and would like to teach. Then after understanding a lot on the market needs and we actually launched our software as a service. It's a back-end system to help those SME as long any SME that provide lessons, training, classes, and to actually to automate their operation work. So this basically is our services like from the platform to look for more students and also the back-end system and also we have the payment solution. So back to the topics today. So we all know that the education here is more like focusing like children education, even adult learning, languages of even leisure learning as well. So COVID-19 versus education. If you Google these phrases, we actually can see a lot of the articles. So is that a risk? Because we all know that COVID-19 actually is a pandemic is happens so quickly that all the education as it happens, we need to switch the mode to online in a very short time. Most of us actually not ready. A lot of centers they are closing their business since March until like recently, like yesterday only can announce like we can open starting 15th of July, while the rest of the business already in normal operation. Education business is one of the most impacted business among the others. But there's an opportunity. Why? Because we see the surge of the online teaching, online education. So to some people, this is a risk, and to some people, this is a really opportunity. So if we are really don't grab the opportunity, you definitely in the risk side. So we actually in April, we actually features by DH Market, and we actually features and we actually talk a lot on the e-learning opportunity in this crisis. And we all know that e-learning is very popular, very norm. Is a norm in other countries like in the Western countries, even in Japan and in China. But in South Asia and specifically in Malaysia, a lot of parents or probably we believe that the face-to-face interaction is still very important in teaching in education. But this crisis is really expedite the search of the awareness of the benefits of the e-learning because everyone is no choice. So if you Google, as mentioned, the COVID-19 education, we found a lot of the articles worldwide that mention EdTech is no longer the future, it is the now. We always mention the EdTech, EduTech, actually is a technology that can use in the far future, is in the near future. And but actually it is now because we need to continue the learning process. The children need to continue to learn. The education should be continued whether because we are not sure how long the lockdown actually the MCO will be. So remote learning, and there are some of the prominent they actually shows the online education sector among the most beneficiaries of COVID-19. And at the same time, in March and June, May, there are a lot of the companies in more the technology-based company actually raised a significant round of money, including the one of the big company in China. They raised a USD 1 billion in the new round, and in this quarantine period. So we see a lot of opportunity, but as educators, as a person that who run like a educational business or tuition centers, how we can actually capture the opportunity. So let's break down our today's talk into three topics, like how we actually can digitalize the education SME. First, we actually talk about the online education, which we all know that on the search of online education, because we cannot conduct face to face. Even moving forward after 15th of July, a lot of parents or probably some of the centers, they still adopt the online education, and I'll be sharing the benefit on that later on. So there's a number, the first point of online education, and secondly, the digitize the center operation. While you actually can remotely manage your center operation for your educational business. And lastly, of course, after this, you are looking forward to grow more students. So there's the digital marketing channels to look for more students for your business. So the first point, online education. When it comes to online education, we separate these two parts. So what is the online tools, online teaching tools? So in March, like when it happens at MCO, a lot of the educators they're actually looking for the best teaching tools, like what the tools that we actually can use. And a lot actually adopt Zoom and some of the other Google Classroom or Google Meet as a tool for their because they are not actually ready to teach online. So that is something that we need to get is the tools, digital tools that they need to use for online teaching. And secondly, is the online materials. And by online materials, most of the educators they have already their materials online, and there are some of the e-learning product in the market that you actually can use readily to teach online. And today we talk about more, we show about more of the tools. So we have an online teaching tools that actually is a classroom concept. The concept is more like just like a Zoom right now, but it's a classroom concept. Let me share you a little bit on that video.
Introducing AOne School's online classroom. With AOne School's online classroom, teachers can continue to teach their students without having to meet them face to face. Here is what you can do. Choose from 4 different modes to cater to your teaching needs. Get unlimited video call duration. Use your mobile phone as an interactive whiteboard. Create a quiz and attach pictures for a more engaging classroom experience. WhatsApp us today for a free demo of AOne School's online classroom.
Oh yes. So this is what the online education is, more the teaching tools for the live teaching. So like in these 2 months, our user, there are actually a lot of teachers using, and there are a lot of usage. So this is more focusing on the like whiteboard base. So because we actually can't really, because it's in a way that is very suitable for those like tuition centers, like they have a lot of materials, and you actually can upload very interactive photo. And let's say a full whiteboard that has been used, you actually can open second whiteboard so that you can actually share to your student, and at the same time you actually can do a screen sharing. So this is one of the teaching tools in the market that actually are available for educators to use. And of course, there are other channels, other ready available solution like Zoom. A lot actually educators are using Zoom. So moving forward, we see a lot of the tuition center, they actually, a lot of them actually continually this of the online education. Why? Because the online education, there's no boundary. We are actually running a business in KL. We actually can teach the student anywhere in Malaysia. That is the opportunity for the business in education. So of course there are some precautions. So for instance, we have some of the young children very short attention span, and also engagement interaction between teacher and student. For some of the parents, I still think important. But of course, we all know that the benefit that you actually can scale your teaching. So we have seen one of the freelance tutors. They actually is a freelance tutor. He has grown about 1,000 students in these 2 months. So this is something that is an opportunity that we should grab as educators in this period of time. So next will be the digitized center operation. So we are actually in the market. We actually know a lot of learning centers, tuition centers, no matter it's swimming school or music school. And from what our understanding about the most of the learning center, they are still using the manual paperwork or record books or some of the Excel sheet to keep track a lot of the operation work. For instance, attendance, class scheduling, student database. So when the lockdowns happens, or even they have a problem because all their record book in the center, so they need to bring back a lot to do all the admin work, bring back home a lot. So that's something that we looking more moving forward, that how we actually can encourage to help further to digitize the education business. First, we actually can use the system to cover the end-to-end operation, digitize all the end operation. At the same time, the parents have a mobile app to manage their own children as well. So we have the admin panel, we have the parents or student panels. So the parents, student, they actually can manage. For instance, usually in Malaysia, we all know that parents, they have a lot of children, few children, they go to the music class, swimming class, art class, or tuition centers. So if all the centers are using our solution, is using the same system, the parents actually can manage everything in one single application to check the receipt, e-receipt to check like outstanding payment, to check student progress. So as a business owner, SME, you actually can monitor business performance. And we are in the market, we actually know that some of the SME, they actually have multiple learning centers. They are running multiple centers in multiple locations. So they actually can keep track in terms of the performance, like how many student growth, like monthly sales, and also they actually can break down into subjects, like each subjects, like on monthly basis, which subjects grow more revenue. So this can be done easily in the software. It's a system. And if you are doing in manual way or even in an Excel sheet, you need to do a lot of work to produce the report consistently. And this report is very important as a business owner to know which subject is actually working, which level is actually working, and which are not, that you actually can stop. So of course, all your student management, you actually can check when actually enrollment, their attendance record, and maybe the payment status. There's something that actually you can digitize the student management. No more in Excel sheet. This is the way forward of how all the education business should be running on a cloud software. And of course, we actually have the class schedule management, and as well parents, they actually can view. Let's say I have 3 children, I can know which day, which kids need to go to which lesson. And as well, we actually, this one of the most important part is unpaid lesson fee tracking, because in the running a learning center, for instance, a lot of tuition centers, the size of number of students can be up to like 500 students. So it's in a way to easily keep track. So everything actually on the cloud, you actually can keep track. Like now is July, maybe in April, there are still some of the students have not made payment, easily manage all the unpaid. So you actually can send follow-up message through the application as well. And of course, one crucial part here is we actually can further automate the lesson fee collection. It is so much important, especially in the new normal in running an education business, because what we actually want to reduce, let's say I'm running a tuition center or even a kindergarten. So one thing that we always like try to avoid is like the visit from parents just want to make payment because of the SOP and stuff. So there's something that we would like adopt is the digital payment. I believe other speaker has been taught a lot about the cashless payment, the payment trend in the near future, and the digitalized payment solution. And we are actually part of that, but we're actually more focusing on lesson fee automation and lesson fee collection through auto debit, through auto billing, or even FPX. So automatically, when the parent make payment, they actually receive a push notification, receive it automated. So there's no paper receipt, and that is the best adoption for the new normal in running an education business. And moving forward, you actually can use a system. It's basically digitize all your end-to-end operation work of running a learning center or running an education business. As long any SME they have lessons, they have a lesson classes, they manage several students. There's something that moving forward that we see there's a trend of switching from manually managed centers to digital basis. And of course, you actually can take attendance, and attendance is very crucial right now because attendance actually can show that temperature, there's the way of the new normal and how we actually run the education business based on the SOP from MOE. And of course, the systemized student progress report. And lastly, because of this, about a quarter, about 3 months, learning centers, some of them, they actually adopt the online education very, very quickly, and they're actually able to continue the education. They're actually sustaining their student. Some of the centers, they lost about 7 to 80% of their student. So now you all can open a physical class with a new SOP. But of course, a lot of the centers or a lot of education businesses are looking to grow more students. And that is something that we actually believe we should do it digitally as well. So one thing that we actually, how we started the whole company of AOne, we're actually running like a marketplace to link all anyone who can teach and learn. So that is something that the initial thought of, because we know that actually is like someone you want to teach, maybe they want to earn extra income, but probably this skill set is wanted by another person that they want to learn and willing to pay. So this is really the starting point of the whole platform. So, and eventually this platform actually can help a lot of SME education business to further look for more students to get students from online. And that's how it works. It's like it's a marketplace. They can search, for instance, you are searching for swimming lessons, you type in swimming or English classes, and you type in location, all your English classes will be shown here and from different providers, and you actually can select and submit the inquiries for the educator or for the learning centers. And moving forward, we see a lot of demand also in promoting not only physical classes right now. A lot of the learning center or tuition center, they actually promote their online classes, because we all know that online classes is really scalable. You actually can teach someone in China as well. You actually can teach someone in Japan for English, or you can teach someone in Sabah. It's very scalable. So that will serve the purpose of promoting the online classes. And when you come to digital marketing, of course, our marketplace, we actually cater more on the SEO and social media. And these are the full range of digital marketing that we all know, like what the digital stack. But specifically, we like to highlight one of the very key part, but most people are overlook this, is the video. So video is one of the best content on social media, even on social media specifically, especially in Facebook. And but a lot even as SME or even education business is overlooked, and that is something that we always enhance the digital content, including to our lesson providers. No matter which industry, a 1 minute video is best enough to features your services, to gain more visibility, to gain more brand awareness, or eventually a student enrollment. And of course, nowadays, in some industry, for instance, in music industry, or probably some of the industry like taekwondo, we have seen some of the taekwondo or music industry, they actually music education, they run remote learning, they run online education. Those physical, those like taekwondo class, they can run, or drum classes, they actually can run on online education. How does it do it? How they actually deliver the message to parents? Oh, this is working. I mean, we actually can learn drum lesson online. So a video featuring how it works is very useful to bring the awareness of online education or digital education to more reach. And for the educators or SMEs should be doing some things like other people are not doing, because it's really an opportunity and we should grab it. So the best thing right now, this I think mentioned by other speakers as well. One of the best thing right now is come in the right place. Is actually government, they have a subsidy for digitize your business operation, and we actually one of the vendor listed in the technology solution providers and under MDEC. So for all the services, for all the solution provided mentioned earlier, from online teaching tool as well as the digital management of the center operation up to the digital marketing and video production, everything actually can get a grant subsidy up to 5,000 ringgit per company maximum. It's a matching grant. So we have been, our solution have been used for over 800 learning centers and over 120,000 student parents in South Asia in 4 countries specifically. And we have, that is the summary more on the basic digitalization manners and how we actually can help the educators. And there's our news features. And in summary, so we all know that we actually just taking a very baby step to start to digitalize the education industry. We start like online teaching, we start like looking for the best teaching tool, how to conduct, how to perform the efficient online education. And we actually have the system to actually systemize our center operation. But this is just the first step. So moving forward, we can see a lot of the opportunity, and we have seen some of the countries that have a lot of the technology on the AI-driven personalized e-learning solution. So that is something that we really need digital to assist, to enhance. For instance, each student, for instance, a conventional classroom, we have like 20 students. So conventionally, traditionally, we actually teach one topic to the same all, but each of them may not have the same learning speed, and some of them they're actually much more advanced, some of them they are a bit slow. So with more reporting, AI-driven reporting, and more personalized lesson plans being created by this technology, is definitely moving forward the solution for in education. And of course, one more thing is IoT enhance the classroom monitoring, that we're actually able to connect the server using the technology, able to connect and view the performance of multiple students in a classroom, like how much time they actually spend in their lesson, how much concentration. So there's something moving forward. We foresee there's a huge growth in edutech and in digitalization in education industry. And now we are just taking the first step just to systemize and leverage the online, leverage the digital channel to grow students, to manage students, and to automate the cash flow to secure the cash flow for the business or running an education center. So thank you everyone. I'm from AOne. I'm the founder of AOne. You can visit our website aoneschool.com or you can scan this QR code to link now for a free demo of all the solutions that mentioned before. Thank you.
All right, fantastic, Darren. Now to everyone who's watching, let's give him a virtual round of applause, a big hand. Thank you so much, Darren, for that very insightful presentation. Now, you know that a lot of our attendees here are actually parents as well, and we have a good number of questions that just came in about your presentation. So this first one is from Cindy. Now, Cindy would like to know, online classes is definitely the way to go in long term, but do you think it's suitable for young learners? They have short attention spans, and is there any prior ground to be set to achieve good outcome of online learning?
Okay, so there is something that we actually mentioned in one of the slides. Like one of the precaution or challenges is for the young learners, for instance, like those below from our experience, those below 7 or could be the kindergarten level. So of course with that age range with someone actually able to accompany for the young children during classes, we are very much beneficial. And we have seen it depends on how the classes being executed. We have seen some of the education centers or even tuitions in our kindergarten. They run very successful basis of the very engaging. And of course, you need to use a lot of sound, a lot of the tools, and Zoom is very good. It's like you can see a clear pictures what the teacher is doing, and you use some of the voice. That's actually is a more you need more engagement effort to engage the young children, and it can be done actually. So, but it's more to the smaller group, could be probably like only like maximum 5 children. That's the ideal size if you teach for young children. Yeah. So of course this is one of the challenges, but the belief need to be there and the understanding between the parents and educators should be there as well.
All right, that's very well said. Now this one comes from Carlock. It's a pretty long one. So, hi, Dr. Darren. I agree for online teaching, it's good. But nowadays, especially for the MCO period until today, parents have gone through the hardest time, not because of COVID-19, but because they can't get their kids to pay attention online. And I agree, while this period online can show results, the parents' main nightmare is that the kids can't take online classes. And our parents would rather send their kids to school, and they can't do that right now. So do you have any advice? Because especially parents don't have the time to accompany their children, especially below 5 years, for online learning.
Okay, I think because this is a period that everyone go online in a very short span of time that no one actually really ready of that. Of course, either the teacher is not ready with the materials and tools, and parent side is also not ready. Like my children is doing online education and like online learning, and what should I do? And probably you feel like more overwhelmed on we have a lot of work and we need to work from home. At the same time, my children is need to go for online. But is we actually seen this very much this problem in March, in April, but the things is getting less problematic, or even that everyone is more to get used to our solution on, or probably the children is getting used to the online teaching. So while making your children is more focusing, and also I think teachers and parents play the part, but in terms of overtime, like the new normal, once the children actually get used on that, it will be a blend, will be an offline and online blend. So once the children actually get used that, there's something that will be very helpful for parents. Of course, it will be helpful if parents have someone like to exist on the online to at least monitor for children during the online teaching. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Carlock. Thank you for your question. We have a couple more. We have actually a lot here. So just give me a second. Okay, this next one is from Philip. So I'm interested in the price plans because of limited screen size. What would be a good size for a classroom, especially when interactivity is highly encouraged?
Okay, so sorry, which one is the?
It's from Philip at 10:08 a.m. Right on top.
Okay. Increase the fee. 10:08. Okay. Okay. Maybe you can repeat the questions.
Sure. Okay, so Philip is interested in the price plans, but because of limited screen size, what would be a good size for a classroom, especially when interactivity is highly encouraged?
Okay, for instance, if like interactive, we have seen some of the classes. Usually, the online classroom tools that we showed earlier is more focusing on the whiteboard. So for more of the tuition centers, they have a lot of the materials they want to write on the whiteboard. So for those activities that need a lot of the interaction, for instance, taekwondo, they actually is only on a video base or music. They want to maybe view how they actually play the guitar, that kind of thing. I think Zoom is very much efficient and sufficient for a more interactive based classroom management. So it depends on the needs of the industry, and if you are the adult learners and also you're actually more the educators, you have a lot of things to show on the whiteboard, on papers you want to write and you want to draw. And interactive whiteboard, it means that the student actually can participate in the whiteboard as well. It's not one side, it's not the teacher actually draw something and the student actually, I can actually let the student this question please answer, and they actually can write something on that. I can lock the student and for not disturbing the rest of the whiteboard. So this is more focusing on the more like elder student for education field. And for younger or even some of the music or taekwondo industry could be the interactive like Zoom, a big screen would be much beneficial. Yeah.
Right. Now you mentioned music just now, so this is going to be a little bit of a difficult question or a different question for that matter, because I'm someone who takes dance, and because of the pandemic and all that, we had to do online Zoom classes. So I think that like because as an adult, I did find some difficulty in actually taking instructions from the teacher itself, because dance and music is something that has to be generally taught in person. So for a child, how does that transcend over? Because if an adult can already experience difficulties, what does that mean for the child's learning process?
You are mentioned more on the music industry or is in the general?
For music and dance in general, because some things like rhythm, some things like a music syncopation is something that has to be taught in person. It's always more effective in person. So how do we transcend that to an online learning platform?
Okay, so for the music industry, actually, the performance could be different from different type of instrument, from even like from piano and guitar, as well as like for vocal. So different because like for instance, a vocal wise, like the voice right now, I'm my voice may not be the same as my actual voice when what we actually is. So different have different performance for the young children. Just now as roughly mentioned that the engagement part. But for the music industry, specifically, what we actually observe a lot of music school, how they actually do most of the music lesson actually is one-to-one basis. And for the attention span, because it's more on the one-to-one basis, there's usually less concern on the attention engagement because the teacher actually talking to you only and they actually observe. And from what we see, some of the instruments actually work quite well, like for instance, like some like guitar, those. And in music industry, is actually quite common for the recording. For instance, so they record all the video, and the student can review and review it again. There's one of the benefits. So that actually the same class they actually can replay again. Something is very beneficial for the lifelong learning for students.
Absolutely. I think that's very true as well. Thank you for answering that. Okay, so our next question is from Darren. Now, Darren would like to know how to conduct effective motivational courses as the children hardly have, how do you conduct effective motivational courses as there's hardly any contact between trainer and trainees?
So for the motivational concept depends on, I think it's more the young children motivational, right?
I think he's talking about the parent and teacher relationships here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think moving forward, that's what we actually can suggest moving forward plan because earlier on we only can do entire online, and moving forward we actually can have more on the blend of offline and online. and we should start the offline, but blend with the online support in terms of the motivational courses, no matter is for the parents or for the student. And we have seen some of in the market. There are a lot of the motivational speaker. They actually do a lot of the live session to engage a lot of the audience at the same time, because everyone go live. Everyone actually, and the new normal, we actually get used to open a Zoom and we actually go on a webinar already. So there's something that we should do as a brand and webinar to more to market it, to more the brand awareness and engage your current audience or current student. While you have the offline currently, you can start now to have a good package of both for the both benefits. Yeah.
All right. So just to wrap things up, Darren, I'm just going to get your opinion right here. So how do you think online learning is actually changing the face of traditional learning? Let's just wrap things up very quickly.
As mentioned earlier, the online learning is a very norm in overseas country, and it's a new norm in Malaysia. And there's a really good growth in terms of the progression of how education being delivered. And that's really positive, and that is really thanks to, I mean, not thanks, I mean, this crisis really build the search of online education, and we are looking forward for more enhancement, as mentioned, the AI-based e-learning that we can do on more personalized levels. So personalized, so each student, they will receive a different lesson plan based on their levels and their performance and analytics. Yeah, that's something that we can't do really in physical. No matter the classroom is only 5 students, it's tough for educator or teachers to do consistent basis for the reporting on a personal level. But technology can do that. Yeah.
I think that's very well spoken, especially in the face of this pandemic. I think there's a silver lining to it, and I think it's pushed us very far in terms of having to, readapt to new situations, and that's why I think e-learning comes in. But Darren, we're gonna have to wrap things up here. We have so many good questions which we didn't get to answer, and I'm kind of annoyed because we're running out of time. But if you could answer them offline after your session, that would be great, because we really do have some interested parents here who would like to know more about the whole program.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you so much for your time, and
Thank you, Lauren, for your session. Thank you, Exabytes.
Exabytes. Grow your business online.